morning, everyone. I was sharing with one of my Action Learning Sec colleagues this morning that I started last night to take some notes about what I was going to share using a pen and a bit of paper, and I thought, no, Ross would be disappointed with me. I'm using something digital. So the other thing is that we're running a little bit over, and thankfully I'm going to be doing my best to stick to my script. So I'm Jenny, I'm the director of the NAS in Scotland. And just a little bit about how my morning started around the breakfast table. So my husband Alan, my two children, my husband's a web developer, and our professional worlds very rarely collide. So whenever he said, so what is it you're doing again today? And I said, well, I'm addressing a digital unconference. And he said, you're joking, you're winding me up. And I said, I need to remind you that I have a GCSE in computer studies from 1991. So therefore I have credentials, everyone, you're in safe hands. So as you've heard, some of us have been on a bit of a journey over the last 6 months, and our group, which is the snappily titled Action Learning Set 1, was guided by our Jedi Master of the Digital Realm, so that's Ross. It's been definitely one of the best learning experiences I've had. And there's no doubt that that's been, I share with certainly what Mary was saying around the members of my group. So that's Mary and Nick, the only two that are in the group tonight, the room today. Margaret and Jackie aren't here, but all of the people in my group made much more progress with their respective digital challenges than I did. So I'm certainly very jealous of that. But I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I need to do in my organisation. But I'm really pleased with the progress that they made. So I love being part of the third sector. It's absolutely in my blood. I've worked in the sector for 18 years, and I plan to do so until there's no more years left for me to work, so I probably will be 75 or thereabouts. But there's something about charities that really does frustrate me. For me, there still exists a lingering undercurrent of resisting change. It cuts across our sector. And still too often, I think there's a reluctance for charities to let go of that kind of hand-knitted, look how much money we didn't spend today culture. We all can recognise that. I think some of us in the room today are likely to have at one point in time, or possibly still are very sceptical of the value or the importance of all things digital. I'm guessing that some of us have even struggled with the concept of spending public money on technology rather than on direct service delivery. Would anybody agree with that? Okay. Some of us might have played around a bit with technology, maybe dipping a toe in here or there, but never quite taken the plunge. I wonder how many of us, like me, have appeared sometimes on the face of it to embrace digital solutions, but always running that kind of paper-based backup version, you know, for the emergency. Yeah, yes, other people are laughing. It's not just me. Other sectors, meantime, are zooming by. They're doing things differently. They're changing things up. They are disrupting their markets beyond all recognition. We learned that from Uber and Skyscanner. They're just getting on with it. They're doing it. They're making changes. They're making money. And guess what? Nobody died from digital. Actually, I haven't checked that. I haven't fact checked that, so I may be wrong. So, in terms of this, to create a digitally confident third sector in Scotland, what are we saying? What do we need? To my third sector colleagues in the room, we are living in times when digital must be embraced. Ignore it at your peril, it's not going anywhere. We can no longer scrape by with ageing infrastructures and inefficient systems and bits of paper. If we're to survive, we need to be braver, leaner, more agile and sustainable. And I know that digital isn't the whole answer, but it's a big part of it going forward. If we're serious about wanting a future for our sector, then we need people, and our charities to become digitally confident. And that change starts with us as leaders. We're the ones that drive it. We're the ones that say, you have permission. Exactly what Mary was saying, creating the space for digital to be embraced and for things to happen. So who will fund it? To funders, I would say, we need your help. Absolutely need your help. I would even go as far as to say that I think you have an ethical and moral responsibility to help charities shore themselves up for the future, become fit for the digital era that we find ourselves in. In this room, there are those of us who work with some of the most disadvantaged and vulnerable people. Some of us transform people's lives, some of us transform people's communities. In short, we work together for Scotland to be a better place to live. With your help, we could use digital to disrupt our sector beyond all recognition in the best way possible. Make Scotland a better place to live. So I think together we can create a digitally confident Scotland. So who's with me? Yeah? Okay, thank you.